Hey everyone, this is Jason Long with JH Media Group, and today we're looking at our 13th installation of our series on the parts of a SaaS platform. And today we're taking a look at documentation. And I don't mean documentation for your users, I mean a documentation system and process for the people building the system. So when you're building any large-scale application, especially a SaaS platform, you want to make sure that your internal developers, designers, product owners, project managers, etc., have a place where they're writing everything down. I've seen big companies and especially small companies not have this, and it is terrible because nobody knows what the decision was that happened a month ago or a year out. You've got users complaining about some bug. It turns out that's actually a feature. But who knows? Because nobody ever wrote it down. So when you're working on having a documentation system, you need to have things like product specs, timelines or estimations on timelines, sprint planning meetings, sprint completion meetings, retrospectives, what am I missing? Decision logs. Decision logs are one of my favorite things because when you have a decision log, you have who made the decision, why did you make the decision, who are the stakeholders, what does it impact, what are the action items on those things. And so it's really important you have this ongoing log of everything. And this way, years later, you can say, like, why did we do that? Oh, that's why we did it. It impacted this other system that we didn't even know about or we didn't remember years out. So it's so important that you have this thing because it saves you so much time in the long term, so much time as you go forward, and it helps bring on and maintain the people on the system. So if you have a new developer that you want to bring onto the system, they need a place to look up, like, what am I working on? Where, how does it work? Why does it work that way? Why do we make these decisions? It's so important. It's so important to have this. And some of my favorite systems for this, actually my one favorite system for this, is Confluence by Atlassian. So some systems that don't work well for this are Google Docs. I'm really not a fan. I love Google Docs. We use Google Docs all the time. Word docs, Google Docs, not good for maintaining these large things that have to interact all over the place. For example, when you build a product spec, you might want to turn that product spec into a task in Jira. Or when you are writing up bug information as part of a sprint planning meeting, you may want to create that in Jira as an issue. So from Google Docs or from Word docs, you can't do that. And on top of that, those files just kind of disappear after a while. You need a system that pulls everything together, that holds it together and is super easy to search, that is also secure, so you know how everything pulls together and interfaces directly with your project management system. So once again, something like Confluence, really helpful for that. There are other systems out there that do this. I just have the most experience with that system. So you need to consider the cost of documentation as you're doing this, in addition to just doing it. So think about the additional time it's going to take for everybody to write things down. It usually takes something like 10% more time to write everything down if you're doing a really good job of it. But you can also build that kind of into your project management time, or you can build that into just having a documentation person or team if you're building a really big system. But either way, you've got to plan on having a documentation system, a documentation process, and making sure your people are constantly documenting their systems. If you don't, you're going to end up with big problems later on. I hope this was helpful. Thank you guys so much. Have a great day. Hey everyone, please be sure to click the subscribe button down at the bottom so that I can keep sending you all these great videos on SaaS. I hope you're enjoying it. I'll talk to you soon.